Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into PKA, roughly around the 150, probably going up to around 200, seeing how the teams that I already put out in a couple of videos performed. And the reason I wanted to put this together, I'm going to put both teams together in today's video. The reason I wanted to put this out is because they actually made a change to level 100 plus, where they took away the stun. They thought that the stun didn't need to be there, so they decided to just say, no, it's going to go. And the very annoying thing was that I was actually in the middle of a run. I used the stamina. I had the 9 level clears with Zoro. They did this update and it just kind of kicked me from that run. It just used my stamina and I just didn't gain anything because I was in the middle of the fight. Very, very annoying. Very annoying. So I should be well over 150, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to get there. I'm not getting the Hemo Turtles anyway, so I don't really care. But the idea in today's video is to see how the teams perform. Now, I did make a little bit of a change to some of the teams, because we are now not having Perona being below 50% HP. We don't get the 3-turn conditional or the 3-turn chain boundary. So I decided to bring in a different body support, and then I brought VV just to get more damage there. Hio's still going to work. You can actually use the support of Aokiji on, what's his name? You can use this Aokiji. Yeah, this one right here. Did it perfect on Akainu. Now, because you don't get below 50% HP or 80% HP, Akainu has his pseudo double special activation. But the reason I brought Bonnie in is because now we are going to have the conditional buff of Luffy, which is going to do more damage. And that's going to work out pretty fine as well. You can use the Doflamingo support for a chain boost on Perona rather than Ace on Sabo. Sabo can then use an ore blocking special like the Perispero to ore block his and the Usopp and Lilith friend captain's orb, so that way you're going to be able to easily kill that. Remember, this is the team that does obviously use Lilith and Usopp. You are getting more drops with this team, but you do need obviously a few more investments. Kuma 6+, Perona 6+. Perona does need level limit break 5 as well, but if you guys don't have that, don't stress, because you can actually just do a straight swap with this particular Sanji. This is a free-to-play character. Everyone should have the character maxed out. Double special activation is going to remove not only the barrier, but it's also going to remove the damage nullification. Obviously, you're not going to get the extra drop, but it is a carbon copy swap. As for the other team, was this particular team right here with a friend captain gear 5 6-star, the one that can bypass defensive abilities. This particular team, I made a big change with just taking off the Momo support that was on Yamato. The Momo support basically cut our HP, it got around the stun, we don't need to do that anymore, so this is going to work out pretty hunky-dory. Ideally, you want to have the Roger support on Zoro and Sanji, so that way you can actually get around the, what's it called? So you can get around the swaps and getting the super tandem without actually needing to stall. Now, you can stall with this team, don't get me wrong, that's going to work absolutely fine, but it can perform as a no-stall team, and that's what we're going to try and do in today's video. I haven't actually done the runs yet, so hopefully these teams do work out. The big change, like I said, Morley support I don't think is necessary, because I think it's only 5 turns of despair after sockets on the final stage. Or no, it's 6, but then Zoro Sanji remove 1, as they say. I always forget that they remove 1. So you guys don't actually need this Morley support. You can replace this with anything you like. Probably use something like, I don't know, an ore blocking support or something like that. Like I said, I also swapped out this ship for the Shark Superb. It's just going to allow you more damage, because if you are no stalling, then you're just going to be able to hit really, really hard. So they're the two teams that I put together. Let's see how they rock and see if they can take down the higher levels of PKA with this new update. Alright, so I thought before we dive in, I'll just showcase my bonuses. This is what I'm rocking at the moment, about 30% to each stat. These can get, obviously, to 100%, so if you guys are struggling for damage, you can maximize these, and you're going to hit a little bit harder. Alright, so we're going to start off with the no new batch team, no new characters from the Sanji, Nami, Usopp, Lilith batch. We're not even using a friend captain, we're going to literally use the friend captain that is Gear 5 6-star. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, remember, the Morley support, it's pretty much replaceable. You actually don't need it, so just take that off if you guys want something else on Sabo. I can't really think of anything that's going to do more damage, but look, I'm pretty sure there's probably something out there. Now, on turn 1, the pacifistas are going to give you a 5-turn attack boost and a 5-turn chain lock, and this is a negative ability. It's a 1.1 attack and it's a 1.1 chain, so just be mindful of that. What we're going to do is we're going to switch with Zoro Sanji every single turn, and then what we're going to do is we're going to attack with everyone, but we're going to attack with Zoro Sanji last. As I mentioned, with that Roger support, as you'll see, we're building up super swap charges every single turn, and every single time we tap with a Tandem Orb, and realistically we're not removing the Tandem Orb, so that way we can actually keep it. It allows us to do a lot more charges without actually losing any of the actual orbs, which is really, really fun. So as you go 1, 2, and again, just tap with them last. They're not doing any damage, but they can kill, which is really, really nice. On stage 3, we come up against Kaku. Now, Kaku is going to give us remove sound effects, which is very, very annoying, and then 3 turns of remove potential abilities. The remove potential abilities is it's a bit of a nuisance. This is where stun normally was, but what we're actually going to do here is we're going to use the Super EX of Yamato to give us damage reduction and a heal. We're then going to use the special of Yamato, and we're going to remove that chain lock, that very, very pesky chain lock. Once we've done that, Lilith is going to activate. Lilith is going to give a orb buff to Cerebrals and to Int characters, which means that Nami, Karina, and Sabo and Yamato are actually going to hit fairly hard. Now, what we can actually do here as well is because the stun is now gone, we can actually utilize the Luffy EX. And once we use the Luffy EX, we're going to bypass these barriers. Yes, the damage reduction is going to be negated, but again, we only need to take 50,000 damage here. So we're going to bink this EX. We have a whole bunch of Tandem Mobs here, and now we have to worry about the barrier. So I'm going to tap with Zoro, so that way we get the charge, because we can swap with him on the next turn anyway, and that's going to give us the last charge we actually need. So let's go like this. Beautiful stuff. As you can see, like, plenty of damage, even with that very low attack boost. Just removing that chain lock is going to help out, because you also have the super type buff, and you also have the damage reduction conversion buff. The 50,000, honestly, it's chalk cheese now. It's nothing. Like, we're okay. We'll happily take that. Like, it's literally peanuts. Lucci has a barrier and damage nullification, but again, utilizing Gear 5, that's not going to be a thing. Switch to Zoro Sanji, and as you can see, we've no stalled our way through to this particular stage, and we have removed the attack buff, we've removed the chainlock buff, and then we have Nami Karina here to remove the barrier if we really, really want to, but again, we don't really need to do that. So I'm going to tap through. Beautiful. Nami Karina hitting with type advantage is going to be very, very nice, and we're off to the races there. Final stage against S Shark. We get damage, special bind, and we also get full board of type orbs. All type orbs will be in a 90% attack down, and then there's 7 turns of threshold. Again, we're using Luffy, so that's not a problem at all. What we want to do here is we want to utilize Sabo to get around the what's it called? The special bind. We can then use Luffy to give us an orb buff and a color affinity buff. Color affinity buff, look, it's okay. I mean, we have 1 unit that's type advantage, so we can actually make some use of it. We're then going to use the special of Ace. Ace is going to give us a conditional buff, as well as a full board of Dex Orbs, which again, really isn't going to do all that much for us. We can then super switch with do we want to do that? Yeah, we'll super switch with Zoro and Sanji. Use Zoro and Sanji's special to turn everyone into free spirits and slashes. Give us the chain buff, give us all that fun stuff. And then use the EX for a bit more of a buff there. You can then use the Ace buff if you want to, the Ace EX. But, like, you're going to get a lower attack boost. So you may as well use that on the next turn. So we have a Super Tandem, we have a Rush. So we might rush with Ace last, I think. That's probably going to be the best play. So let's do that. Oh no, we rushed with Yamato, I'm an idiot. Alright, we still don't have the remove sound effects, of course. Well, as you can see, that doesn't matter. We actually have 2 characters with type advantage too, by the way, because Zoro and Sanji are hitting fairly hard. On death, there is a revive, but don't stress, because you have Ace's EX for an attack boost. We're not even using Nami Karina, so like, you can just replace Nami Karina with anyone else that does the spare removal. And then we're going to use Sabo to give us back a full board of tandem slots. We still have the orb buff, still have the conditional buff, and we now have an attack boost to our free spirit characters, which literally this entire team is, and we should be able to kill pretty hunky-dory here. Let's just miss one of those. Oh no, okay. Yep, there we go, beautiful. So awesome, very, very nice stuff, easy clear, and let's move on to the booster team now. Alright, so I managed to pick up a Zoro actually along the way, so this is like level 157 or something like that. I don't really know exactly, but we picked up 6 extra levels plus the regular ones here. This is the boosted team. Obviously, like I said, you do need some of these 6 pluses and that. We're getting extra drop with Kuma, extra drop with Perona, extra drop with the Kainu, 3 extra drops with the friend captain, and a 75% chance with the Sabo and the Luffy. That's the team. Those are the sports. Let's dive on in. Now, remember as well, you don't need the Miguelo ship. You can replace the support on Perona with Doflamingo, and then use the Perispero support. That's always fine. And if you don't have Perona at level in Reg 5, don't stress. Again, you can replace her directly with the free-to-play Sanji, who is basically going to do the same thing, but just a little bit better, because then you can actually just remove the barrier, so that's always fun. This is a no-stall team once again, and again, getting 6 drops is always really, really nice, because if you do manage to get a Hime total drop, and you dupe that motherfucker, like, it's going to be so good. I have yet to get a single Hime total drop, but I obviously don't have any of the new characters or anything like that, so it is what it is. On turn 3, we come up against Kaku. Now, as you can see, we have an attack boost here from the Usopp variation. Start as Usopp, you get 5 turns of an attack boost at the start. That way, you can just bypass the very annoying very low attack boost. The chain lock, whilst it's whatever, like, you're gonna hit greats on this turn anyway. So the chain lock, it's really not the end of the world. So we're gonna switch with Usopp and Lilith. This is where we would stereotypically hit a great with one of the bomb orbs, but now, because the stun's not there, we actually don't need to do that. So we're not going to do we're just not going to do that. So let's hit a great with some of these characters. Still switching with Usopp. Lilith is going to help out with damage because you get the resistance down. That 3 times attack boost is basically going to carry your strength and strength, dex, and cerebral characters anyway, plus your shooters, so that's always fun. Miguel's ship helps out because you can just tank a lot of damage here. We're still going to use the Perona special on this particular stage against Lucci, and then we're going to switch with Usopp and Lilith once again. Switching with Usopp, Lilith's going to give us the bomb orbs to break through the barrier. Perona removes the damage nullification, and as you guys will see here, Luffy doesn't kill anymore because we don't have the condition that Perona gives, but he does so much damage anyway that it really doesn't matter. And the upside now is that conditional buff from Perona is actually going to go away, so now we can get the Luffy conditional buff, which is way stronger for 2 turns. The downside is we lose the chain boundary, but I would much rather have 2 turns of a very strong conditional buff rather than just sort of bursting so much on the very first turn. So we're going to use Sabo's special first. As you can see, we still have a lot of HP here, so this way you can use the Aokiji support on Akainu with his pseudo double special activation. We're going to use the Sabo special first, then switch with Usopp and Lilith. Usopp and Lilith now have type advantage. We're going to use their special to get 3 turns of an attack boost. Kuma gives us a very good color affinity boost for dex units, not only strength characters, which is really, really nice. We can then use Akainu to remove the 5 turns of threshold. You can then use him again, like, we're not going to, but like, you then can use him again, so that way you remove an extra turn, but it's much more muchness. We're then going to use the EX of Sabo before Luffy, so we have the 10 turns of auto heal. Luffy then gives the increased damage taken and the conditional because of the 10 turns of auto heal, and then the Miguelo ship is going to lock all of those orbs. Very, very nice stuff. We're going to start with one of these bottom characters here. We can final type with Luffy as well. Like, Luffy actually hits fairly hard. But as you can see, no one else was really hitting hard until we hit with Usopp and Lilith. Usopp and Lilith are pretty much doing all your damage. So, like, don't stress if you don't take damage from anyone else. It's all about Usopp and Lilith, baby. Second turn, we have a nice... we still have nice buffs. Should be able to do the 10%. The team is not going to last forever. Definitely not going to last forever, but it might make it to 200. It'll at least make it past level 150 because I literally just did it then. But who knows? If you guys are at level 200 and using this particular team, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, the other team, it definitely will do the damage. Like, I can't see that team not doing the damage. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, belt the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.